Hey guys, today we're going to talk about simple probability. Please make sure that your name, date, and period are on your paper. Okay, so probability. So we're switching gears and we're talking about probability today. Probability is the likelihood an event will occur. And then I do want to put a little note here that probability is between 0 and 1, okay? So let's look at the spectrum here. 0, 1, okay? If you have a probability of 0, that is impossible. Okay, that would be like an orange zebra. It's not possible, it's not gonna happen, and that's a probability of 0. We could also say 0%, okay? 1, or we could say, if we're looking at percentages, that would be 100%. That is certain, okay? It is going to happen. Okay? Now, right in the middle would be, we're gonna express it as a decimal, as 0.5, a fraction, which is a half, or we could say 50%. If you're talking about a probability of 50% or a half, this would be equally as likely to occur. Okay, that would be like a coin toss. Okay, so here's a penny. It is equally as likely that you will land on heads as you will land on tails. Okay, this is equally as likely. Now, if you are looking in this spectrum here, and we could use this benchmark right here, this would be 0.25 or 25 hundredths, or 1/4 probability, which would be 25%. Anything below 50% is unlikely to occur. Okay. Anything above 50% is likely to occur. And this benchmark right here would be 75 hundredths, or we could say 3/4, or 75%. Okay. Now, when you're finding probability, you're going to take the desired outcome, or the chosen outcome, and you're going to put it over the number of possible outcomes. So we're going to have number of possible outcomes on the bottom. Okay, and then on the top, you have, we'll say desired outcome. I keep on trying to put a C there, I'm not sure why. Okay, desired outcome. So if we were looking at a penny, for example, we've got a penny here, and we want to know the probability of it landing on heads. Okay, let's talk about this notation for just a second. Whenever you have this capital B and something in parentheses after it, this literally means the probability of this event occurring, okay? Well, we just talked about this. Pennies are equally as likely to occur. There is one side that has heads out of two sides. There's two possible outcomes, and one of them is heads. So the probability of flipping heads is a half, or we can use the decimal, which would be 0.5, or we can use the percentage, which would be 50%, okay? Now let's take a look at a number cube. Okay, we've got a 6-sided number cube here. I know you guys have seen these before, okay? And we want to know, this is asking us, what is the probability of rolling a 5? Well, if you look at a number cube, 5 is just one side, okay? So the probability of rolling a 5, there's only one side that has a 5 on it, out of 6 sides altogether. So the total possible outcomes is 6. So we could say that the probability of rolling a 5 would be 1/6. Now if we divide this to get a decimal, we're going to get 0.17, and it is repeating, but I'm going to round it. Or we could say 17%. Okay? So these are the different ways we can express that probability. Okay, let's look at another question. It says, you roll a 6-sided die. What is the probability that it's a divisor of 28? Well, first of all, we need to know what the divisors of 28 are. Okay, so I'm going to list them out. We have 1, 2. It's not divisible by 3, but it is divisible by 4. It's not divisible by 5, and it's not divisible by 6. Okay, so we're looking at the divisors on a number cube for 28 would be 1, 2, and 4. Okay, so to find the probability that you roll a divisor of 28, there are 3 divisors of 28 on a number cube. There are more, like 7 and 14 and all those things, but those aren't on a number cube. And we've already established there are 6 sides to our number cube. So that's going to be our denominator. We can reduce it to 1/2. So the probability of rolling 1, 2, or 4, the divisors of 24, is a 1/2. And we can divide that to get our decimal, and then also change it into a percentage. That is a 50% chance, okay? So that's just a little introduction to simple probability, and we'll be expanding on this in the coming days.